This is the beginning of a series of short videos that will show you how to get the most out of your brand new DSLR. This video will focus on how to achieve accurate focus with your new SLR. There was really no pun intended there. It may seem like a no-brainer that you're going to get accurate focus with your new DSLR since it focuses automatically, but it's not a no-brainer. Many people I've known, including myself, have bought a brand new DSLR and expected to get perfect, beautiful, professional looking results. And guess what? We end up with tons and tons of out of focus shots. It's one of the biggest problems new DSLR owners face. Out of focus shots. Why does it happen? I'll tell you why. Tip number one. Don't ever shoot in fully automatic mode. Why, you might ask? It's a brand new DSLR. It cost me 800 bucks. It's a much more advanced machine than my point and shoot. Why can't I shoot in fully automatic mode? Shooting in automatic mode on most any DSLR causes the camera to utilize all its autofocus points. The marketing would lead us to believe this is a good idea, but it isn't a good idea. When the camera uses all 9 of its autofocus points, the camera decides what to focus on, not me. And guess what? It's a machine and it makes mistakes. And with the capacity for a much shallower depth of field than your point and shoot, any focusing errors are greatly magnified. I'll explain what I mean by depth of field in a later video. The bottom line is, never shoot in fully automatic mode. Never. So what mode should you shoot in? I would say shoot in program mode. That's the P on the dial. This is not the mode I typically shoot in, but it's better than the fully automatic mode. So tip number 2, shoot with only the center focus point activated. That will solve the problem of the camera choosing what to focus on. Now you will be choosing exactly what you want to focus on. So let me show you how to switch to program mode and how to activate only the center autofocus point. Okay, to use program mode, you simply turn the dial to the P and you will be in program mode. Is that the mode I usually want to use? No, it isn't. But any of the creative modes will allow you to change the focus point to the one you want to use. Program mode, shutter priority mode, aperture priority mode, or manual mode. Any of those modes will give you more control than fully automatic. Program mode gives you the least amount of manual control, but it allows you to do things like pick your autofocus points, adjust your flash brightness, adjust your exposure compensation, things like that. So it is a much preferred mode to fully automatic mode. But most importantly for this tutorial, using program mode will allow you to choose a single autofocus point. This method will be a little bit different for other brands of DSLRs, but the concept is the same. With any modern DSLR, you can choose a single autofocus point. You may have to look into your manual to find out how to do it. But if you have a Rebel, what you will do is you will press this button right here. Once you press that button, this screen will appear. Then press the set button. That's this button right here. And once you press that button, then you will see this screen appear that says manual selection, and one autofocus point will be selected. At this point, you can use the control dial, which is located just behind the shutter button on the top, to change the autofocus points, or you can use these buttons here, this one, this one, this one, or this one, to select the autofocus point that you want, and then when you're done, press this button again and you will be done with the task. After you've set your autofocus point, when you look through the viewfinder and press the shutter button down halfway, the autofocus point that you have selected will light up in red, kind of like this. It won't look exactly like this, but it'll be similar. You will see the 9 autofocus points, and the one you've selected will light up in red. Now, it'll look a little bit different for different cameras, regardless of which DSLR you have. The autofocus point you have selected will be obvious as you look through the viewfinder. With the Canon Rebels, it lights up in red. So, shoot in program mode, shoot with the center focus point activated, with only the center focus point activated, and you're going to be very happy with the amount of pictures that you now have that will be in focus. Stay tuned for my next video coming soon.